we're recording. Okay. Welcome. Who are you?
Hello, my name is Tamara Arnold. A lot of people know me as Fitness Angel.
Okay. How did you get that name? Is that just a name you just picked, or somebody else kind of gave?
One of my clients gave me that name. When she gave me the name at the time period, I was sending out like inspirational text messages every week to a group of people. And of course, I've always been teaching fitness classes. And one day she was like going through some stuff, and she messaged me and was like, "Can we talk?" Okay. And at the end of the conversation, she was like, "Thank you, Fitness Angel." Aww. And I was like, "Oh my goodness, I love that name. Nice. Can I have it?" And she was like, "It's yours." Nice. So it's been my name for a while. So actually, a lot of people think my name is Angel because of Fitness Angel, and people actually have called me Angel, but it's not. Okay.
Yeah, I can see how somebody would do that. I'm a terrible host. Would you like something to drink?
I'm good. Thank you.
All right.
Right now.
Okay. All right. I only have water and milk, by the way.
Water is all I drink, so that's perfect.
Okay. So, how'd you start road biking?
So, of course, COVID happened.
Yeah.
I am what you would consider or be characterized as a COVID rider.
Okay.
Because I picked up. But my interest peaked before COVID happened. Some of my friends were riding, and I was like, I want to do that. Okay. But didn't have the means at the time to do it.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Then, unfortunately, the situation with Breonna Taylor happened, and Urban Cycling Group did a tribute ride for Breonna Taylor. Mm-hmm. And I meant, come hell or high water, I was going to be participating in that ride. Yeah. So it was either I was going to be riding one of the mountain bikes from my school, because we teach biking at school, or I was going to get my own bike. So I had 3 of my friends out looking for me. And one day I ended up getting a hybrid bike from Dick's. Okay. And I was like, yes! Very next day, I was at the Breonna Taylor ride.
Awesome. Yeah, because it was a challenge, to find bikes last year. Thankfully, yes. I already had my bikes, and I'm looking for a new one now, a gravel bike, and I'm already seeing the delay, on. I haven't ordered it yet, but I see it's just not available. It's not available. It won't be available till winter to even purchase. So it's still an issue with getting. And even
when you purchase it,
right? Then there's a delay, right?
Another time period before you can get it.
Right. So you didn't stick with that hybrid bike though. That's not what you're out there rolling on now.
I did not stick with the hybrid.
What happened? How'd you get the you have a road bike?
I wanted to go faster.
Yeah, you wanted to go. It's always motivation.
I wanted to go faster. I saw other people riding, and I'm like, how are they riding so fast? Why am I not able to keep up? Yeah. And they were like, you need a better bike. And I was like, this bike was $500. What do you mean I need a better bike? Ooh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I did not understand that cycling is an investment, and it is a different sport. Then I was riding a bike. Now I'm a cyclist. Okay.
Yeah, I as well. I did not realize how expensive it can get just to get in the bike, and then not considering all the extra stuff that can go with it. We don't have to spend that much, but we can spend quite a bit. So that's the bike you're on. What is the bike you have now? What's the brand? What are you
the bike I have now is a Specialized Ruby. Yeah.
Okay. That's doing the job? Is it?
I want a Tarmac.
Tarmac is racing, right?
Yes.
Okay. The Ruby is their endurance one, and the Tarmac is the racing one.
So the Ruby is the female version of the Roubaix, but they don't make the Ruby anymore. Yeah. So my bike, I actually bought used.
Okay. And it was doing the job. Would you buy used again? Would you buy another used bike?
I would buy used again, but I would make sure it's what I want.
Okay. Yeah. No.
So this is my third bike.
Wait. Yes. There was a hybrid. There was another
there was
bike
the
in
blue
this
hybrid
bike.
Sky, and then they're in October. So I got that one in June or July, like the end of June, beginning of July, right? Okay. And then in October, I was like, I need a road bike. So I bought Purple Felt. Found her on Facebook Marketplace. She was old. I didn't understand. I didn't know. But she served the purpose. She was good. She had 8 gears. She was heavy.
It's an aluminum frame bike? Okay.
But I was out there and I was riding and I was doing what I needed to do on Purple Felt until I met Wolfpack.
Okay.
And they asked me what my goals were. Andre asked me my goals, and I told him my goals, and he looked at my bike.
He said that they did
and
not
my
align.
goals and my bike didn't match. I will not say what he said to me, but my goals and my bike did not match.
Okay. So how'd you meet the Wolfpack? Like, how'd that happen?
A robber ride.
Really? Okay.
Honestly, it was a robber ride out of Stratford Hills.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I believe on a Thursday.
I think it is Thursday. Is it Thursday?
I believe it was
Wednesday.
Thursday. Yeah, it was a Wednesday. I don't know.
Yeah,
it was
weekday,
an
right?
evening out of the week.
Okay.
Yes, and everyone had already left. I did not know the person that was inviting me was setting me up to come to a robber ride.
Okay.
They basically, I was afraid.
Okay.
To be honest, of course, like most cyclists,
Yes.
you don't bike riders. You don't know. You don't want to ride with all these other people because they ride fast. I wanted to get better before I rode with them.
Yeah.
Well, I understand now. Just throw you in the fire.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand it then. So when I arrived, I didn't understand bike time. Like there's a wheels down time. I didn't understand that there was an arrival time. I'm just a novice at this.
Yeah.
This was November, the end of November.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, I was late because I was leaving from school.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that I probably should have left earlier. So 2 older gentlemen from Rava stayed back and waited for me with the other gentleman. And one of the gentlemen was from Wolfpack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I would. I mean, that's not a long ride. I can't remember the Stratford goes up like Old Gun.
Yes. Now listen, that part.
Yeah. Like I don't know if I'd make that my first somebody's first ride. Like the Laurel Park ride we had. Like that's a great chill ride going up the Ashland. It's flat. You can easily.
That would have been a great ride to introduce you to. No, they took me to Stratford Hills.
But you survived it.
I persevered.
And you came out the other end. But like, yeah, I would not have people going up. Oh, and then coming back, and you have to hit Cherokee. Cherokee Hill? Is it Cherokee Hill?
It doesn't matter. It's difficult. It's difficult. But you know what? It taught me a lot.
Okay.
And I'm appreciative. Then that Saturday, they invited me. They was like, come ride with us Saturday. And I was like, well, where are y'all riding? We were riding out of Laurel Park. Mm-hmm. Was it Laurel Park? Because we can't park there anymore.
Right, yes, the Laurel Park Shop Center, which is they're doing a demolition.
So
building homes.
They didn't tell me they were riding to Doswell.
Okay.
So I've been set up since
50 or 60 miles or something.
Yes. I didn't understand. I didn't know. I'm just like, okay, I'm a ride. I remember Clarence told me, get on my wheel. I didn't know what that meant. I'm like, what do you mean get on your wheel? Just hold my wheel. And I'm like, why is this old man telling me hold his wheel? What does that mean?
Yeah.
And when we stopped, I was like, is that King's Dominion? I had a whole attitude.
Hey, didn't think y'all were going. Wait, okay. So you hadn't even ridden that far before. You hadn't even. Okay. Okay. All right. So how far from the Stratford Hills, and that was like the next weekend. That was the when you went to Dodge.
Stratford Hills was like what, Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay, and then
Saturday.
that weekend.
And I've been stuck with them ever since.
We'll say stuck with them. So you were riding before, and like you didn't come off the couch because
no, I was riding in Petersburg.
Okay, all right.
And the Capitol Trail, so I didn't know anywhere else to ride. I was scared of the road because of cars.
Right. So yeah, that's a hard thing to tell someone like you haven't ridden before. Be comfortable with the cars 3 feet from you.
I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The first time I rode on Iron Bridge, I thought like I wasn't gonna be able to feel my arms anymore because I'm like,
yeah.
Now I get on Iron Bridge and sprint down. I don't care.
Right. You gotta. Yes, as we ride on the road, we have to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and like just hope the cars are not going to do anything crazy.
Pray that they see you.
Right.
And they're not on their phones.
Right. Rear lights are great. I've not ridden in Chesterfield.
You have to come ride with us.
I've ridden to. My parents live in Chesterfield.
Okay.
So I've ridden from Church Hill to Chesterfield to visit them twice. But that's all I've done in Chesterfield, and I grew up in Chesterfield.
We have some amazing routes in Chesterfield.
I've seen y'all riding out there. Mark lives out there. Mark Sanders.
I'm not sure.
Okay. But I've seen y'all riding in Chesterfield, and I just haven't. Most people I ride with are riding up in Ashland. They'll do the Verona rides, or they'll ride out in Rockville.
Okay.
But yeah, I've just not been back over that side. I need to do it. I just haven't.
It's fun.
To make some time. So it's how you met the wolf pack. So it's Clarence. Clarence is the one who suckered you into all this?
No. So you want the person who sucked me into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can name drop. You're allowed to do
that. David Beach.
Yeah. I can see him encouraging people to do too much. Yeah. I don't know him super well, but I know he wants to ride fast. I've ridden with him a few times. Speaking of riding fast, you showed up to Bryan Park. How was you? Okay, so you went from, last year starting the group rides, doing longer distances, your Doswell ride out to Doswell, and then this year, Bryan Park.
Yes. So within a year, I went through 3 bikes. Went from a casual 7-mile rider to someone who does centuries and races.
Do you prefer the longer, more endurance rides, or do you prefer I'm gonna do we're gonna do 20 super 25 miles an hour? Is there a preference?
I don't think I have a preference.
Okay.
I love the races.
Mm-hmm.
Races are fun. I love the challenge of the race. I love the challenge of the century. I think I have an attitude during both, because and they're so different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're most of the time you're either one or the other.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
You're either a racer or you're an endurance rider.
Yeah.
So for me to be both is not typical.
Okay.
But it's not unknown. A lot of people do it.
Yeah.
But I did. I do have to say your mindset has to change for both. Mm-hmm. If you're going to do endurance stuff, you cannot bring your race mentality to that.
Right. Can't be.
And when you're racing, everything you do on the road goes out. It's a whole different mindset. I tell people what riding on the road, forget about it, because it doesn't apply here.
Yeah.
In this race.
That's true. Yeah, you definitely have a different strategy when you do the racing. So
when I'm racing, it's the hardest I can go for 30 minutes, right? So, yes, my heart rate is at its max. I'm going as fast as I can. I'm trying to sit in the peloton. I'm trying to hold on. I'm trying to do everything I can to live, because during the race, I contemplate whether or not I want to continue riding or if I'm going to throw my bike in the woods. And in a century, I can contemplate getting off my bike and throwing it in the woods. So, but yeah, the race is hard. And then when you're on the road, it's they're like, well, you're a racer. You should be used to this. No, I'm sorry. I'm not, because my race lasts 30 minutes and we've been on this bike for an hour. And I'm over you all and this bike. Because if you ride with Wolfpack, they ride.
They ride hard. They ride hard. And for a long, I started with y'all at Tour de Midnight, and I want to say was it Wood? It was Haywood. It was let's start out at 21 or 22 or something like that. And I was I can maintain that. And then, damn it, if we didn't after half a mile, it was at 25 miles an hour with the front group for a few miles, and I couldn't maintain. Somebody stopped in front of me somewhere, slowed down, not one of them, and I just lost the group. And then actually ended up riding with Jeff.
Okay.
The rest of the time.
Yes.
And rode with Jeff. We met up with the group again a few times actually, because they stopped for something. But met up with them. But I ended up riding with Jeff and some other dude that I picked up.
Jeff's my riding partner.
Yeah, Jeff was a cool dude. And we talked through the ride, but he was like, man, they crazy.
I call him J Train. Jeff is my J Train, because when Jeff comes by, I'm jumping on that train and sitting behind him, because he shields from everything.
Yeah, you can get a good draft off the brother. That's for sure.
His draft is amazing up a hill.
Yeah. So when you did that first race, you showed up at Bryan Park, right? Did you have was there any, did you talk to someone who raced, or what was was there any kind of prep before you showed up at that first race at Bryan Park? You just showed up.
So Micah at Molly's.
Yep, Micah.
Bikes and Brews, yes.
Micah Jewell?
Micah Jewell is my mechanic.
Okay.
He rides with Wolfpack, but he is, he's the mechanic at Molly's. And Molly's actually is Wolfpack's bike shop.
Okay. Nice.
All right. Right. It all comes together.
Okay.
So Micah and Andre were like, you should just try it. And I'm like, I don't want to race. I'm not a racer. I just want to ride my bike. Well, you should just go out there and try it. So my very first race was the Hampton Crit.
Okay.
And that's where the bug bit me.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, you should go do Bryan Park. And I was like, no, I don't want to race every single week. I just want to do it sporadically and have fun.
Yeah.
So I went out there that one time. No clue what to expect. Definitely did not know that the men and the women had to ride together. The
right,
setup.
Yeah.
But it was a great season.
Well, good.
I went out there with the mindset I teach class Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I was like, okay, I'll do every other week.
Yeah.
That lasted 2 weeks.
And then you were there every week.
And I was there every week. I had my first official crash out there.
Really? You were part of oh man.
Yeah, the very first crash out there. Yeah, I still have the war wounds to prove it.
Oh wow.
I'm official. Okay. I have official cycling tattoos.
I did the first race out there.
Okay.
The first race of the season, I paid for the whole I think you could only pay for the whole season to start.
Unless you did on-site registration.
Right. Once they open that up, more people show up. And I did the first race, and actually did that. It was after one of the donut rides, and was riding with the Wolfpack the day before when I planned to have a chill ride. Planned on having a super chill ride. I planned on having a super chill ride, the donut ride. Then up having to lead a ride, and then ended up catching up with the Wolfpack, and then that became faster than I expected it to be, which was fine. But I thought I was gonna have more recovery either way. I likely would have gotten crushed even if I had fresh legs when I showed up at the race. But I did, I rode hard as long as I could and dropped off when there were, 2 laps. When they say when you get the 2 laps,
the last 2 laps, yeah. You can't see them.
And I was like, yep, I'm glad to be done with this here.
And you didn't want to do it anymore?
I didn't show up any more of the races. I think the next week, so what happened was that first week there was a race. The second week they shot
the film.
Right.
Yes.
The Walking Dead right through there. And so that was like, okay, cool. I don't have to worry about thinking about it. And then the next week I didn't show up, and there might have been a legit reason not to go.
That was my first week.
Really? And that week, I think it was when there were some crashes that week. And then I'm so squeamish about that, about crashing out there, because I want to race. I'd like to try it, and I probably will go out again next year.
Okay.
But I don't want to crash. I don't want to race that hard that I want to risk crashing.
And I have one bike.
Yeah, right. I've got the one good bike. I've got N+1 now, but I've only got one good bike, and the other one hasn't been out on the road in 2 years. I haven't even seen the area.
One bike. So when I crashed, I was like, "How's my bike?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. I'll heal. Is the bike okay?
Can I ride my bike?
I do not want to have to pay for another one. Okay, so you're going back for Bryan Park.
I absolutely am.
Okay. Would you do the Hampton? Would you do the other race local? Okay.
Absolutely. I'm actually hoping to. So one of my cycling mentors is Cheryl and David Osborne with Artemis.
I've not familiar with them.
Okay.
But I've heard Artemis,
they're out of Maryland.
Okay.
So I'm going to be working with them to figure out what my race season is going to look like next year.
Do you do clearly you ride hard with Wolfpack, but is there training that's happening? Is there
I do not have a training program.
Okay, and it's fine. There's clearly races that don't.
Everything that I learned this season has come from Wolfpack.
Okay.
Andre with just teaching me how to ride, how to ride harder. When I first met him, he started working with me during the week.
Yeah.
And we would just, him, myself, Jeff, we would go out riding.
Yeah.
And they just taught me, like, when they realized I didn't know how to change gears, they were just like, what do you mean you don't know how to change your gears? And I was like, I don't know when to change my gears. And they were like, you've been riding all this time?
In one gear.
Yeah. And they were amazed that I was riding all that time, keeping up with them.
Yeah.
In one gear. Because I didn't know when and how, and I was scared I was going to drop the chain. And
that's a good point.
So I just found a comfortable gear and rode.
Mm-hmm. And
and they almost died.
I can see how that would be hilarious, particularly if you knew how to change. But I can see how if someone hadn't told you, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't get on the bike and be like, oh, if I shift down or shift up, like what that actually does when you're riding. So like, I can see how you might not have done it, knowing that like maybe it's going to cause a problem. Although I can completely see how that would have been hilarious. I don't shift gears. What do you mean you don't fucking shift gears?
Yes, that conversation was funny. I did not know how to drink from my water bottle while riding, let alone eating while riding.
That's a skill. That's a skill. Anyway. Okay.
Learned it.
Yeah.
Quickly.
I don't even think about that now. Like I don't drink. Like if I'm going up or down a hill, like I'm questioning whether I'm gonna grab the bottle or something like that. But then I don't even think about telling that to somebody who's new. Like how do you reach down and grab the bottle, kind of thing.
It's
grab
important,
right? It's a solid skill. You don't want to die.
And people are like, "No, I need to stop." No, you need to move your leg and keep riding.
That's true. I think I've ridden with some people who, without anything about like, I think they only drink when they stop. Like either they don't risk it or they just. Yeah, maybe they don't feel like they have the balance to try to
No
reach
idea
down
what a Peloton was. No idea what a pace line was. And what do you mean you want me to sit an inch away from his well? I'm not sitting that close to his well. What are you talking about? A draft. Didn't understand what a draft was.
Things you learn riding with it. But you know what? I'm glad that they talked to you about that. Like not everyone. So we have sort of ride with Rab all the time. And people will join, and we'll give them tips about how to ride with the group, like call out debris, like you want to try to ride, but there's a lot of stuff do you know how to get your bottle out of the bottle case? Like, do you have snacks? Like, we'll ask them, like, do you know where you're at? Like, are you familiar with the area? Don't get lost.
Check your bike?
Right.
Do you know your air pressure?
Are your wheels there? Yeah. So it's. Did
you pump your tires?
But there's a bit of an expectation that someone new would let themselves be known.
Right.
I'm new here. Like,
right.
And someone would hang with them and gives them some tips, but not everyone does. Not everyone says like.
So that's why we kind of have requirements now to ride with Wolfpack.
Uh-oh.
Just because there's some things that you should know, and there's some things that you don't know. But it depends on the group. Like, of course, if I'm coming to a robber ride and I'm coming to an A ride, it's assumed that I should already know these things.
Yeah, if you come into an A-ride,
you should have certain types of equipment, and you should be able to ride. You're not going to show up to an A-ride on a hybrid, hopefully, right? Hopefully, you don't come to a Wolfpack ride on a mountain bike. You
shouldn't. I mean, because y'all don't really do like we just gonna do a real chill, like casual, like 14 miles. Like that's
actually the minimum to be able to ride with us is being able to hold a 17 on your own.
Yeah, I can see that
because of the way we ride.
Yeah,
and it's as you know, people who ride fast can slow down, and they will slow down. But do they want to slow down? No, you know what I'm saying? So the one thing I like about them is we have a no drop. So you will not get dropped with Wolfpack.
Yeah.
But if you can't maintain that 17, whoever invited you will ride with you.
I'll keep that in mind.
But no, you're fine. But it's fun, and we don't we don't tell anyone they can't ride with us.
Yeah.
That's not the thing we do. We want to educate African American cyclists.
Yeah.
We want more people that look like us to get into cycling.
Yeah.
Right? Because for so many of them, they experienced going to rides, getting dropped, or because they showed up and they looked a certain way, they were forced to be dropped.
Yeah.
And we don't want anyone to have those types of experiences.
Right.
So we want to educate our people because unfortunately sometimes you can walk into a bike shop and they'll sell you anything.
Yeah.
And they won't sell you what you need. So we want to educate people. Like I
yeah.
came out and didn't know any of the jargon or what they were talking about.
Yeah.
But now I understand it. So I'm able to help more women. And cycling has done something totally different I've always been out there and always been encouraging women.
Yeah.
But now I have a different group of women that are watching me.
Yeah.
Literally. That I was not aware of until the last couple of months. And it's a blessing.
Oh, good.
To be able to inspire so many women. I hope I can inspire them to do more. Because a lot of times we just get out there and we just do it just for the fun of it.
Yeah, yeah.
But cycling has given me a different sense of purpose.
Okay.
Because it's the one thing I have in my life that I don't do for anything else. For anybody else.
Okay. You're riding for you.
I'm riding
for you. Okay. So you brought it up, and like, how does that feel? Because you started doing, you did the Stratford Hills ride, and I'm sure it was a mixed group, right? Black people, white people, some other folks. Like, how does it feel to ride with like an almost all black group? Like, how does that, like,
You brought it up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's because either way, I'll let you answer that question before I speak on it. So, like,
it's awesome.
Okay.
It really is awesome. Because people look at you like, y'all ride bikes?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
When people see black people on a bike,
right,
a bicycle,
yeah,
they're like, y'all do what?
Yeah.
Like, we ride these bikes. Not only do we ride these bikes, we ride these bikes hard and we ride these bikes fast. And they're like, really? Mm-hmm. There's high points and low points. Some of the areas we ride in out here, they don't like us. And they let you know they don't like you.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you met death when they went by you in their big old pickup truck and they rode as close to you as they possibly could to put the fear of God in you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they laid on their horn.
Right.
As loud and as hard as they could.
Yeah.
Or you knew when they went up there and they hit that corner and they sat there that you really had to make a decision.
Like, do I need to go up there?
Do I need to ride past them because they're sitting up there waiting? Or do I turn around and go home?
Yeah.
Some of my teammates have had soda bottles thrown at them and cans while riding. So that part sucks, right? That part sucks. But there's a sense of protection. There's a sense of pride. There's a sense of notoriety.
Yeah.
With riding with an all-black group.
Yeah. So when you were younger, did you see any, like, do you remember any time you saw, like, other black people, like, not just, like, riding around the neighborhood, but, like, riding hard? Like,
never. I wish I had been introduced to this as a kid.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I really, really do. And when I see races, I was the only African-American female at Bryan Park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The entire season.
I'm trying to think I've only been to the race a few times, but I can't think of some of my heels.
You can go through and look on Bryan Park's Facebook page. The only one the entire season.
It would be nice to change that.
It would be awesome to change it.
So
that made me prideful, right? It made me feel like I have to keep showing up.
Yeah, because if you do it as a black female riding, right, other women will see it and will feel like I can do that. She did. I saw someone look like me, and I can get out there and go ride.
And even with the way I carried myself, Kenny, who is one of the founders of Wolfpack, he used to race a while ago, but he was like my mentor on the racing piece of it. And he even reminded me, baby girl, you got to watch the way you act and the way you respond, because, we get excited and we're like, ugh. And I had one particular race where I did not feel like I did well, and I was mad with myself.
Yeah.
But in me being mad with myself, I stopped, I put my bike down, and I stormed off. Yeah. Not at anyone, but at me.
Okay.
To give myself a timeout and to talk to myself and get myself together. And he had to remind me, everybody's watching you. That sucked, but it was real.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. People
and
are
I was like, so other people can get mad,
out.
but I can't. And he said, you can at home.
Yeah. That is it would be nice when there's a time when, as the individual Black people out at events, we don't have to worry about, are we representing our people all the time?
And right.
You know,
because you are representing every Black woman out here right now, is what he reminded me. Mm-hmm. It was cool. It wasn't cool, but it was cool. Because that was a crown I had to wear. And I wore it proudly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, why should I have to be different?
Shouldn't have to be. You shouldn't have to be. But it gets put on your head either way.
Right.
You know, kind of thing.
So going back to your original question, sometimes when we show up to rides, it's okay, what kind of ride is this gonna be? Right? Because we want to know, are we gonna have to prove ourselves as cyclists?
Yeah.
Or are we just gonna be able to ride these bikes?
And it shouldn't have to be anything other than like, we're just gonna ride these bikes.
Right.
It shouldn't have to be anything else other than that.
And that's a conversation that we have to have.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. We are a primarily African American group.
Yep.
Because we do invite anyone and everyone who wants to ride with us to ride with us.
Yep.
And we do have other people that choose to ride with us. And it's awesome.
It's great. And yes, I'm glad that the group is encouraging Black people to be out there to ride, but that anybody is welcome to join. Like, it's not, Blacks only kind of thing, but it's just anybody can go ride and they do. And everybody has been welcomed that I've seen.
Because we don't want them to feel the way we felt.
Right. So you met Wolfpack, you did some racing, you're going back for more racing.
I'm going back for more. I can't believe I said that, but yes, I'm going back for more.
So when you're on a ride, what do you take with you? Like, what do you take with you? Like, what's in your bottles? What are your snacks?
Cool. I like that question.
Because I got a friend who just takes water, and that's all she drinks, and she barely drinks from the water herself. But anyway, what do you?
Bless her soul.
Right.
All right. So in one of my bottles, I have Infinite Nutrition, which is basically your fuel that you need in a powdered form.
Okay.
So, and you can build your Infinite however you want. I use the RBA Racing's mix, which is called Go-Go Juice. But you can build it however you like, with your carbohydrates, your proteins, your electrolytes, your caffeine, whatever it is that you need. You can go on their site, build it to your needs. You can get their basic mix. I started out using the basic mix out of Molly's, using jet fuel and what's the long endurance one called? I can't remember the endurance one. I started out using those. So in one bottle I have Infinite. In another bottle I have my Herbalife. And in there I have my H3O, which is my electrolytes. Okay. And I have BCAAs.
Mm-hmm. Branch chain amino acids, yeah.
Yes, branch chain amino acids. And I have a energy tablet. It's called Lift Off. So that's in my other bottle.
I have not heard of the BCCAs, sure, but that's not a brand. You said Lift Off? Mm-hmm. And that's just like a hydration tablet?
Yeah, so all of those are through the company Herbalife.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And Lift Off is a energy tablet that has caffeine.
Okay. I did not know that Herbalife sold in that other stuff.
Yes. We are a whole wide nutritional company. We have everything.
Okay.
Skincare and all.
Knew about the skincare. I knew about there's other health drink. Yeah, I remember that, but I didn't know. Yeah, I did not know that like there was hydration and energy.
And if it's a longer ride, then I do a third bottle in my back with just water.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you have the one bottle, the Infinite Mix, which has like the hydration and apparently the nutrition, some protein and kind of. You take snacks. You have,
I do.
What are the snack choices?
So I am a honey stingers. I love those things.
Wait, the waffles or the gel or both?
I keep the gels in my pocket.
Okay.
Those are in case of emergency only for me.
Okay.
I know a lot of people that like to use the gels.
Yeah.
I prefer not.
Okay.
If I'm using a gel, I'm about to bomb.
Yeah, I can. Okay, all right.
So if I get to the point where
we're supposed to use them before the bonk happens,
right?
But
no, if I'm using a gel, I know I'm gonna. You see it coming. I'm in a danger zone.
Okay,
and it needs to happen now.
Okay.
If we wait, I'm gonna bonk. But I know what that feeling is.
Okay.
Once I start feeling it, I'm like, I need to have something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do the waffles.
Okay.
I always carry too much. I always come back with food. I have not figured out my perfect balance, so I don't come back with anything.
I would default if you came back with stuff as opposed to like you were mid ride and like I ain't got no damn snacks and like better to come back and you still got 3 waffles in the bar.
I have the honey stinger gummies,
okay.
The little chewables. Mm-hmm. I have 1 or 2 waffles.
Wow.
Longer rides. I love peanut butter jelly sandwiches. They're my to-go. Mm-hmm. They're my go-tos. Yep. And then a gel is a backup.
Okay. Where are you getting your honey stinger waffles from?
I just buy them from Molly's.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Prior to Molly's, I would get them from Walmart, Target, or Dick's.
I didn't know Walmart had.
Yes, you have to go to the sports section though.
Okay,
they're in the sports section. Yeah, and for some reason they put them like down at the bottom, so you can't see them. Target, same thing, sports section.
I used to get them regularly from Performance Bicycle, but they would have them on sale.
Okay.
And so it would end up being like $9 for the whole box.
For the box?
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's how I was getting. But unfortunately, I was not using it for like a nutrition snack. Like I was.
You was eating them like cookies.
I was getting the strawberry and the vanilla flavor, and I was eating them like cookies. They were great. I was giving out to people like, you should try these. Like,
you should try these. They're awesome.
Yeah, because they crumble. They crumble too much. So that's why I stopped riding with them because they crumbled up too much. Delicious.
Right.
But just crumbled up too much for me to ride with. Okay, so the honey stinger, the blocks, a gel, just emergencies, and then the waffles. Okay.
Peanut butter and jelly.
And the peanut butter jelly. Thank you.
Gotta have that peanut butter and jelly.
Which is reliable. I do like a peanut butter and jelly out on a ride, but I don't think I've ever packed one myself on a ride. Yeah, I do Cliff Bars. I do peanut butter Cliff Bars.
They didn't work for me. Everybody's different.
Right. Everybody's different. I'm not going to push that in by anybody else, but it works for me. They're tasty enough that I tried it and it was like, ride. Really?
Yes. Put the whole thing in the trash.
Oh man, that is okay. This is your. So when you started riding hard with Wolfpack earlier this year?
I'm coming up on a year.
Okay.
I'm coming up on a year, late November.
So you've already been through a winter season with Wolfpack in your hard ride.
Yes. Okay. This was my first complete cycle season, so I'm excited about that.
Nice.
But yeah, all my training happened in the winter. I didn't have a trainer. I didn't understand, and they were like, "Oh no, we ride all year." Mm-hmm. So I was instructed to buy gear. And we rode all year. Mm-hmm. All winter long, we rode.
Yeah. I've not done any cold ride. Well, I've ridden with the Wolfpack a year or two ago in the cold. But I've not ridden.
So Wolfpack a year or two ago is different from the Wolfpack we have now.
Oh, I know. Yes. It's a larger group. There's been a lot of people who've joined in the last year or so, which is great.
Andre and I are actually the ones who run it now.
Okay.
So, yeah, things have changed.
And can I guess I will ask, and since record, like there's plans to make it a official organization, right?
Yes.
I don't know if there's some way I can help, but if I can help, I would like to. But that would be great. I would love
Any
to see
help
it.
would be awesome.
Yeah. If there's some way I can assist and make that happen, then I'll will gladly assist. Because I would love to see the Wolfpack became an official organization kind of thing. Not that they aren't an organization now.
Right.
But right.
No, I
understand.
understand. We are a
Kind of thing.
club. We are a group of riders who enjoy riding and they get together and ride.
Because I think RAB is the only official club in the area. I think RAB is the only official club that has. No, I'm sorry, UCG. UCG, right? UCG is the club that I know of for sure. Okay.
Outside of Major Taylor, do they have a Richmond?
I don't think they have.
Branch?
I think the Wolfpack is their Richmond branch because they came down 2 years ago, and that's when I did the winter ride.
Okay.
Randall Bivens came down. Randall Bivens and came down. They coordinated and they rode with the Wolfpack, and they like offered for us to get jerseys and that kind of stuff. But I remember them talking about like the Wolfpack, kind of the Richmond Central Virginia branch. But I know there's like a Northern Virginia group, and they ride in different places.
Yes.
But there's not one here in.
And I know they have a group in Hampton.
Yeah, plenty of.
Hampton, Virginia Beach, something like that.
Yeah.
Because I rode with them one time.
Okay. And I've seen them host rides out there, but I do remember, and I think that's when I did the winter ride. And I remember I came for the ride, and a guy showed up late, and everybody pulled out the parking lot. We met at the brewery that's right by Rock's Landing. I can't think of the name of it. Right, it's a parking lot, people parking. The guy shows up late, and the group was pulling out. This guy pulls in, and I see him getting ready. So I stay in the parking lot. He starts getting ready. And then I'm thinking maybe this is a guy who knows how to ride. It was not. It was somebody who was talking about the event, and he didn't ride that often. And so I start riding with him, and the group pulls out. They're doing 18 miles an hour. They get on Osborne. Like me and the guys we can't keep up. I mean, I could keep up, but keeping him rolling along. And then somewhere 5 or 6 miles into it, he's like, "Man, I ate a big breakfast, and I shouldn't have ate it." It's like, "Man, you ate a big breakfast before coming out to this ride." And then eventually he was like, "Man, just go ahead." And then I did. I pulled ahead and caught it with the group. But I felt bad. But once he was like, "Yeah, just go ahead," I was like, "You know your ways. I'm good. I can't."
Sometimes I feel bad, and sometimes I don't. Majority of the time, I don't. And I know that's harsh.
You don't like leaving somebody kind of thing.
No. I don't leave anyone, but I don't feel bad for that situation where he was like, "I ate a big breakfast. I did this. I did that."
Yeah.
Because again, I ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
And one of my questions I asked was, "Well, what do you eat before a ride? Or what do you eat during a ride?" And I literally have a whole YouTube folder that just is cycling stuff. Because I do a lot of research.
Nice.
So I found out what was good, what wasn't advisable, what was advisable for things to do. And I literally eat the same thing before every ride. Mm-hmm. The exact same thing.
What is your breakfast? So okay, there's the Bryan Park race.
During, and post.
Okay, all right. So right, there's a clear question of what you want after ride, and I'll ask that in a second. So it's going to be a 30 to 60 mile ride, 30 to 50, right? And then there's the other option that's going to be 60 plus ride. What's your thing before the meals in the morning? What do you eat before
Saturday, Sunday morning rides?
Yeah.
It's always a bowl of oatmeal with a scoop of peanut butter in it. And I did not do the peanut butter until race season. And Kenny was like, "You need to be putting peanut butter in your oatmeal." And I was like, "But why?" But it did last me longer.
So you just would you heat the peanut butter up and just scoop it in there?
Stir it in there when it's hot and it melts.
Okay. All right.
I definitely don't do it for the taste.
Okay.
But it did, or either chia seeds, and those get on my nerves because they get in your teeth. But they do keep you fuller longer, so I stuck with the peanut butter.
Okay.
A boiled egg every single time.
Okay.
Oatmeal and a boiled egg.
And the same for if it's gonna be a longer ride. Like it's gonna be 60 plus. Same. Okay. That is a
because during the week my rides are much shorter. So
yeah, right.
I don't even worry about it. But them weekend rides,
If you have a day off, right? What do you do for work? Do you work?
I'm a school teacher.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
What do you
It would be nice if I didn't have to worry.
Right, great. Just ride all the time. What do you teach?
Health and PE.
Okay.
Why does everyone do that? It makes sense.
It does. I mean, a teacher, all of it, but like, yeah, the health. Okay, so that makes sense.
Everyone says it makes sense.
On your days off, like, would you ride on your day off?
I do.
Okay, all right. Your students know you ride?
They do.
Okay. They ask you questions about it, or did they just don't like connect at all? Kind of thing. They just
it's
know you.
Starting to connect.
Okay.
It's starting to connect. When I first started talking about it and riding a century and doing this, and they were like, "Don't nobody ride no bike that long," you know.
Right.
Middle school kids think they know everything.
Yeah.
But of course, they all go find you on social media.
Yeah.
And because of the things that I do, my pages aren't private. So I'm very selective of what I post on there.
Sure.
But because of the things that I'm in, clients and people need to be able to find me. So my pages are public. Yeah. So they see and they're like, "Oh, you really did ride that? And you really did." And they're like, "Black people ride?" Yes, Black people ride.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's cool. And I hope that hopefully I can inspire some of them.
Yeah. I am glad you and all the members of Wolfpack like take all the photos, because y'all take a whole bunch of photos and vid, but that's us doing like a positive thing, like going out and doing healthy choices. So like I'm glad, like, so other people will see it, and so I'm glad you all are documenting, like taking the photos, capturing those moments of y'all like going out and doing something
I never was a big selfie person ever.
Yeah.
And my friends actually were like, you never took pictures, and all you do is post pictures of yourself. But
you captured the moment.
It's
I just
capturing
rode like 70
moment.
miles. Why not? Yeah,
I need a photo. Right, exactly. I rode 70 miles today. I'm gonna post that and I'm gonna talk about it. Y'all gonna know what I did, whether you're interested in it or not. Scroll.
Yes, yeah. Capture those moments.
Yes.
And then hopefully somebody sees it like, oh shit, like she did that. Like I can do that. I can learn how to do that too.
But the one thing I like about it is I feel like we're fostering a different type of community.
Yeah.
There are individuals that ride with us for their health, their mental stability. It's so many different reasons and from so many different areas and so many different walks of life. But when we all come together, we're cyclists. We all have a different reason of why we're out there. But I mean, I have guys out there who have had heart surgery, and I've had guys out there who have been told if you don't do something different, you're going to die. And I have guys out there who, if they don't ride their bike, they might take somebody's head off, right? I have guys out there who haven't had a sense of connection, family, or anything else. But when they come to the pack, they have that.
Right.
That is their family, and we are encouraging each other. We are a community that is encouraging each other, and we're saving each other's lives. We literally are saving each other's lives.
Yeah. And that's why I want to talk to people about why they ride. Like, because you don't know. You don't know that somebody's like, their motivation was like the doctor said, like, I was living a super unhealthy life, like, and then I got on the bike and that changed, you know?
It changed.
Or
they lost so much weight, or their self-esteem went up. Like, I can cycling will make you an arrogant something, right? Like, did I just climb 5,000 feet of elevation? Tell me I can't ride.
It feels good. It feels good when you can remember when you couldn't do it, right? When you couldn't do that, and like, I just did that. Like, I run up the mountain. Like, I covered that distance. Like, it feels good.
Last year, I could not ride over 15 miles per hour.
do you feel the difference?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And when I go back, I don't even think I knew what Strava was until October. I don't think I even joined Strava until October.
That's fine. You got miles to make up. So you use Strava. Yeah, right. I've seen
yeah.
I
So like, if you go back, when I go back on my Strava and I see, what I used to do versus what I'm doing now, I see the growth, and it's amazing.
Yeah. I know people who they have a bike computer, but they don't record the data. Like they have the ride and they don't record, and that's fine because they don't want to save it, and that's fine for them. But I do like to see myself I still like to see the progression, like the segments.
Bike computer. That's a whole other conversation. I didn't know what that was either.
What do you have?
But why do I need that? A Garmin 530.
Okay, cool. Okay, all right.
Why do I need that? And I got that around Christmas time.
Okay. Do you have sensors all on the bike and everything?
I was riding blind.
Okay.
And they were like, "What's your cadence?" But what? How fast you going? I'm riding with y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm going your pace. Yeah. Okay. So
what's your heart rate? Huh?
So you have your Garmin on, right? What do you have on the screen? Like, what do you like to have on it when you're not following a route? Like when there's not a route.
Oh, I have to have my route. Because I might get dropped.
When it's a ride and you know the route, right? And you don't have to have the map screen up there. Like what are the
I
things
never
you
have
say?
the map screen up.
Okay.
But I have the route to every ride just in case Wolfpack makes me mad and I decide I'm not riding with them no more.
I'm gonna have the route as well. Yeah.
No, but seriously, they'll never leave me. But on the screen, I have my cadence in the middle.
Okay.
That's my largest one.
Okay.
I have my speed and my average speed.
Okay.
Then I have my heart rate and how long I've been riding, because for some reason I need to know how much longer torture this is going to be. And then my distance is on there.
Okay.
Wait,
did you say speed?
Yes. The speed's at the top left.
Speed's okay. All right.
I'm literally like
right. What's it look like? Yeah.
Yes.
That's interesting. How
and the time. That's the other one. What time it is? Because I need to go.
Yeah, it's interesting. You have your cadence as the one, the large one in the middle. Okay, so you're watching your cadence that much. You're like, okay,
yes.
Okay.
I don't care about my speed as much as I care about my cadence, because if with the proper cadence, my speed's gonna be there.
Okay. Yeah, I never look at I look at my cadence after ride, but I don't think I ever look at it during a ride.
So your cadence is important. It's important climbing.
Mm-hmm.
If you know your cadence, you can save your legs.
I want to say I've heard that before.
Yeah, you can save your legs. You want to spin more instead of meshing so much. So I started off as a huge mesher.
Because you were shifting gears.
Mm-hmm. And was just using the power in my legs. I'm a track rider. I'm like, just power down. No, I'm not riding efficient.
Yeah.
Cadence makes you ride more efficient.
Yeah.
So definitely have to spend more.
Look at my cadence again now.
Yeah, cadence is important.
Would you get a coach?
I would.
Okay.
I would.
Okay.
Right now, Lewis at Molly's is a wealth of knowledge.
Okay.
If he had the time to coach, I would probably use him.
Okay.
But he wasn't. He's just knows cycling.
Yeah.
On so many different levels. I'm not really sure about the racing piece of it, but he's out there every week and he tells me everything I did wrong. He tells me good job, but he tells me everything I did wrong. But I like it.
Okay.
So I would have to say between Lewis and Kenny right now, those are my coaches.
Okay.
But far as do I have someone who specifically tells me what I need to do every single week and what type of rides? No, I literally just go out there and die every week on the bike. Lewis is making me get on a mountain bike now.
Really?
Yes. So I can work on my spinning and become more efficient.
Okay.
And because it's going to make me stronger.
Yeah.
So my first ride on a mountain bike scared the life out of me.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how fast you were going to go on a mountain bike in the woods, between some trees and around bends and up hills and down hills and over rocks and through the mountain and valleys and the woods. Oh my. I'm screaming.
Yeah. It's a thing I've not got comfortable when I have a mountain bike, and I've not gotten there that I want to try being on a mountain bike. My
it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Okay. So
and I can see why mountain bikers are such strong cyclists. A lot of the guys at Bryan Park are mountain bikers.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, I do not do the gravel. Will be my cross training of cycling when that happens, which is hopefully sooner rather than later. But I don't really want to gravel all the time. I just want to have like an other bike that I can like just get on and just
Have
ride.
you thought about cross?
No. No. They're actually having cross races today. Today is the 24th. They're actually having cross races at Shimaraza.
Mm-hmm.
Thought about going over there, but racing cross does not, the off-road racing of cross does not really appeal to me.
That's why I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
They're trying to get me to try it. Maybe, I don't know. I'm one of those people that's up to trying different things. But
Yeah, so yeah, it's some point of like trying it, some distant point. If I've watched like 9 or 10 races, maybe I could try it. But no, I'm not there. I'm not there yet. I mean, I only did the one Bryan Park race. I'm not trying to.
Got to get you back out there first.
Right. What is your earliest memory of riding a bike?
As a kid.
Yeah, as a kid.
Yeah, as a kid in the neighborhood with my friends.
Okay.
I remember my brother used to just skid his feet to stop his bike.
Oh man, yeah.
He would use his shoes as brakes. But yeah, that's my memory. My mom and dad both had these white 10 speeds that matched, that they would take us bike riding on.
Aww.
So those are my earliest memories of riding a bike.
You mentioned what's a question I kind of may not have to ask, but you mentioned a lot of stuff you didn't know, like shifting your gears. My God.
You said, "My God."
In your first, so you have experience now. What's something you would have if you could go back and tell yourself last year, right, about riding? Like, what's something you would want to like? You should learn this quicker, sooner. Like, what's something you would?
So it's funny you ask that because being in the position I am in now, there are several people who reach out to me to ask me to work with them and help them.
Okay.
So one of the first things I go through with them is, do you know the parts of your bike?
Okay.
And the very first ride that we do,
we
shift gears. The very first ride we do, we go through every single gear when we take off.
Nice.
And then I take them to West Creek.
Okay. Safe area.
A safe area. It has cars, but it's not like spooky. And it gives me flats, hills, and downhills. So
good area.
Any lady that I work with out at West Creek.
Okay.
Because I can make it comfortable. We can go as slow or as fast as we need to.
Okay.
But I'm not that I won't work with someone who's just getting on a bike.
Yeah.
But I work with a certain skill set.
Yeah.
Because I think everyone has their gift.
Yeah.
So there are people who I feel like would be more talented in working with someone that's just getting on a bike than I would be.
Okay.
Doesn't mean I'm not going to ride with you.
Yeah.
But I'm probably not the best person to work with you.
Okay.
Because I am a pusher. I push people hard.
Okay.
I'm like, come on, let's go. Right? And I might not have enough of the sensitivity that's needed for a brand new rider. Right.
This is not. I went on a date once where a lady did not know. And anyway, this is being recorded. I went on a date once with a lady a while ago, and she didn't know how to ride a bike, and we talked about that beforehand. So we met somewhere like at a restaurant out in the West End and talked for a little while. And I was like, hey, let's go over. And we went over the performance bicycle. And then it got awkward because I was in the bike shop and I was trying to she wanted to start commuting, but she didn't know how to ride a bike at all. So we found a bike and the bike shop guy let us ride it around. And I was showing this lady I just met how to ride a bike around the parking lot. And I remember the shop guy, who's a nice guy because I used to go to the shop all the time. And I wanted to tell him hey dude, I got this. It's not, I know you're giving advice, but let me handle this. But that was super awkward. So I can understand the maybe not want to start with somebody who's brand spanking new to riding. You can balance yourself on the bike. Okay, all right, that's cool.
I do that at school, at work, when I put kids on a bike. So some of them have never ridden before. So that's where I work with the newbies. When I'm on this road, I told you I do cycling for me. So you got to be able to ride. Okay. You have to be able to ride.
Because we were trying to set this up, and you mentioned that it's Saturdays you teach a class?
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays.
Close enough. What is this other class that you teach?
So I'm a fitness instructor and a personal trainer.
Okay.
So I teach a variety of type of classes, mainly cardio based, with strength training. So I like the HIIT format, which is high intensity interval training.
Okay.
But yes, so I teach exercise classes from dance fitness to cardio fitness to strength training, Monday through Thursday. And then if they need me to teach on Saturdays, to fill in, if Maria needs me to fill in on a Saturday, I will.
Can I ask where you do this at?
Yes. I teach at Body by Maria on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And I teach a weightlifting class at the Y in Petersburg on Mondays.
Okay. All right. Body by Maria?
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's on Hull Street Road.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So I used to teach in Petersburg, and I used to have a nutritional club in Dinwiddie. Mm-hmm. But after my son graduated, my life started shifting.
Okay.
And I just really wanted to find me and my purpose and what I wanted to do in life.
Okay.
And although I enjoy fitness and I know that's my purpose, is to motivate, encourage, and educate and help people out, it wasn't enough.
Okay.
It was fulfilling everybody else, but it wasn't fulfilling me any longer. At one time, it did fulfill me.
Sure.
But it no longer fulfilled me. It became a responsibility and more like a job. So it wasn't as fun for me. Now that I'm teaching somewhere else and I just walk in and teach and I motivate them and I can go home, it's fun again.
Okay.
But the responsibility of the entrepreneurship of doing it wasn't fun anymore.
Okay.
So that's why I don't do it on my own anymore.
Burnout is real. Burnout is real.
It's very, very real.
When you're, I think I already know the answer to this question, but when you're on a bike, right? When you're out with Wolfpack, right? And you're hauling ass. Are you stressed out? How do you feel when you're out on a ride, right?
Every ride is different.
Okay.
Every ride is different. Majority of our rides, I'm at my max.
Okay.
And sometimes I think they forget that. Lynn and I are out there. Thank God Lynn came back. Whew. But you have two females that are out here riding with you. Yeah. And we hanging on. Yeah. We're at our max. Yeah. So majority of our ride, we're maxed out. Okay. We're tired. We're hurting. We're struggling. Okay. But when it's over, it's like, oh God, I did
it. Yeah. Right. You survived. You got to the end. Get back to your car. So as we talked, you mentioned the end of the ride. So you finish your ride. Awesome. You survive. You didn't get lost. And you're going home.
Although sometimes I wish they would let me get lost.
Leave me alone. What do you want to eat? So I ask this question two different ways. Okay. You finish a ride, 70, 80 mile ride. It's awesome, right? What's the thing you would like to eat when you get home?
Pizza.
Pizza, really? What's on this pizza?
Veggies. I'm a pescatarian.
Really?
Yeah.
Shrimp doesn't really go on.
I don't put shrimp. I said veggies.
Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just thinking what's the pescatarian that could go on there? Anchovies.
Oh no, sir.
I'm throwing options out there.
Black olives, mushrooms, green peppers, sweet peppers.
Where does this pizza come from?
Um,
Does it matter?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
As long as
Any
it's
pizza?
good.
Okay. Any
As
pizza
long
will
as
do.
it's good.
Okay.
It's not what I always eat, but that's my go-to after a ride. Now, it sucks because, in racing, you really need to like be as light as possible.
Yeah.
And in cycling, you probably should be a little slimmer. But I stay hungry too. Right. And I love to eat.
Okay. So I'm guessing you weren't doing you're doing the fitness stuff. You were doing the personal training, you were teaching the classes. Like, is your appetite changed with the biking? Like, do you feel okay.
It shifted dramatically.
Okay.
It was bad at first.
Right.
Because I could not stop being hungry.
Yeah, right.
So I was always working out, but I had everything under control. Like, I had my meals and when I ate and how I ate under
This is
control.
when you were like teaching the fitness classes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
And when I started becoming an avid cyclist.
Yeah.
Because, I was just riding bikes.
Yeah.
And it didn't change.
Yeah.
But when I became an avid cyclist, I was burning so many more calories that I wasn't able to put in as much as I was burning.
Okay. Yeah. Still while teaching the fitness classes.
Yeah. So that's the thing that the pack is like, how are you doing this?
Yeah.
So after school, every day I ride and then I go teach my classes.
It does seem like that sounds like a lot. It sounds like a whole lot. Like it's a lot.
You're like, you ride and teach. But I think that's why I'm in the shape that I'm in. And I think that's why I can hold on. Like my endurance is insane. Nice. And even when we all have that moment during the ride where we like, I'm not doing this no more. I'm quick. I always have that point where I tap out mentally and physically. Yeah. And then when I come back, it's like, I thought you were tired. And I'm like, let's go. But my endurance kicks in.
Oh, good. I'm glad you find some personal motivation to keep riding. Yeah. Or punishing yourself, however you want to determine it.
So we at Wolfpack have a thing that we say, did you die?
You did not.
You did not.
Right. Okay.
And we literally say that cycling is a suffering sport. There's not a time you're going to get on your bike and it's just like, lolly, 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 lolly.
You all are not getting on your bikes like that.
Not with Wolfpack. No, not with Wolfpack. Even toward the midnight, right? I sat back and rode with the ladies. We still rode hard. Yeah. And because we did more pulling for them, that ride was harder. Because when we ride with the guys, they shelter us. Right. Even though we take our pulls are limited. Yeah. Didn't know what a pull was either. But, even though we take our pulls with the guys, they're limited and they tell us get off. Like, don't be up there long. Yeah. But when we rode, when and I sat back, man, that ride was just as hard. I think I would have rather rode with the 21 guys.
You would have been sheltered for a while.
It still would have hurt just the same.
Yeah, they were hauling ass. They were moving along for Tour de Midnight. Pizza after the ride. Whatever weird oatmeal and peanut butter thing before the ride. You're doing an event. You show up to a rest stop. What would you like to see at the rest stop? Like, you got all your own snacks. Like, what's something you would like to see at the rest stop? Like,
pickle juice.
Really? Did you like pickles and pickle juice prior to the ride?
I liked pickles. I never drank pickle juice. Who drinks pickle juice?
I drank pickle juice beforehand. Like, I didn't think about but it was odd anyway. Either way.
I want pickle juice, water. I don't like bananas, but I eat bananas on a ride if somebody has them. And then like a kind of like a fig bar. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fig bars are good.
Fig bars are really good. They help, They help get everything back really, really fast. I'm not really big on like the candies and stuff like that. I know some people do. Yeah. Some people like Coke. I can't understand. I have never had, but I don't drink soda, so maybe that's probably why I can't understand.
A Coke I don't really enjoy Diet Coke either. Since I had a Diet Coke yesterday. But after a ride, there is something about a Coke, a cold Coke, that is satisfying. And I wouldn't get a Coke otherwise. But there's something about, like, after a hard ride, having a Coke. Not saying you need to have it.
Right.
Just, I don't know if it's like missing I think it's like a combination of missing electrolytes. It's just cold. And then I will certainly crush a Coke after a ride.
I had one at One Love because that's what they gave me. It was like, here, and I'm like, a Coke? But I was so thirsty, I didn't care. Right? I didn't, we bougie when we buy water, but that hose water tastes like liquid gold when you want to ride.
Yeah. When you dehydrate, you'll take anything.
When you dehydrated, it does not matter.
Okay. I think I may have covered. What else would you like to do in cycling? Let's go with that. Like, you road biked. You went from, I don't know, whatever kind of riding on your commuter bike, on the not a commuter bike.
My hybrid.
Hybrid bike.
I can't even call it a hybrid. It looks like a hybrid and beach cruiser crossover.
Oh, it's super lean back, man.
It was. It had a big old seat.
Did you? How long did it take you to get adjusted to a real road biking seat?
It didn't take me long.
Okay, all right.
It didn't take me long. As a matter of fact, this might be TMI, but
it's being recorded, so just like, you know what I'm saying. So yeah.
I was on a seat, and I went to Molly's and was like, "I'm not leaving here until y'all find me a new seat."
I've seen people like, on the Friends of Rabbit page or other places are like, what's a good saddle? Like, it depends on your shape of your ass.
Right?
Like, what's gonna work? Like,
I'll tell everyone that asks that question, go to your local bike shop and have your sit bone measured.
Oh, yeah.
It's important.
Yeah.
So they literally measured my sit bone and got me the right seat. And baby, that thing changed my life. I'm like, oh, we can ride now. And that's what I tell new riders, like, baby girl, them leggings is not, no, don't wear them leggings out here with me. Go get you some bibs. Yeah. Please go get some bibs. And then I have that conversation too, right? We don't tell new riders what's appropriate to wear underneath the bib.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Definitely don't tell women.
Yeah.
Because, it's a male-dominated sport.
Yeah.
Nobody has had that conversation with me.
I wouldn't be able to have that.
Right, exactly.
Ladies had a conversation, yeah.
Most men say, I'm not going to tell no woman that. And I'm like, why? She's cycling. Yeah. So that conversation.
Yeah. Appropriate
attire. Mm-hmm. Conversation has to happen.
Yeah.
And then, about your bike. You have to know about your bike. And then I feel like everybody who rides needs to know basic bike maintenance, but every female that rides needs to know basic bike maintenance.
I agree. Yeah. I'm trying to think, did we have a class on that this year? I don't think I've seen any I don't think any of the bike shops. I don't think I've seen them post. The local bike shops used to have
I think COVID messed it up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like having people just come hang out for a social thing like that. Like that definitely got in the way of just having
bring
come
your
by.
wheel
We'll
in.
show you. Yeah, we'll show you some bike maintenance.
Bring your wheel in. Let's take this tire off, and now you change it.
Right.
Like because it's so easy when you ride with guys. It's a blessing. It's a complete blessing. I'm not touching that tire.
Right.
But if I'm by myself, what I'm gonna do?
You got to do it. You got to get
And
home.
if you've always done it for me, how can I do it? So that's another thing I appreciate about the pack. They are going to take care of me. Mm-hmm. I do not have to change. Like my little twisty thing came off my stem today.
The cap.
It broke. And I went to Chris and I was like, so if this broke off, like, do I need to change my tube? And he was like, damn it, you riding. Go get that wheel. And he changed it, right? But if I wasn't riding with him or riding with anybody in the pack, if that came off, I would have had to have done it myself.
Yeah.
And it was a time that when I met them, I did not know how to change a tire.
Okay.
And they were like, "What do you mean you don't know how to change a tire?"
Now that one I can see.
And I'm like, "Who's going to teach me?"
There are definitely experienced riders who don't know how to change a tire.
Right.
But
what you do when you get a flat?
You call Uber.
No, we're going to keep riding these bikes. We don't stop riding.
Which reminds me that if you have, I don't know if you have Strava Premium or not, but hopefully you never have to use it. So when you have Strava Premium, there's a bunch of different perks in there. If you go on the list of perks, one of them is like a $10 off of a $100 order from competitive cyclists, like a thing in there. But there's a thing called Sunday's Insurance that will pay you back $50 if you have to get a ride home.
Really?
Yeah, and it's in the Charlotte, at least as of like 8 months ago, but it's been there for years, where it's a thing called Sunday's Insurance, and somehow will reimburse the cost of if you have to get a ride home, and they'll reimburse
I
up to $50.
need to find insurance for my bicycle.
Oh, that gets pricey. I remember looking at that. That can get pricey. It's covered under, like, if it's at home, like it's certain stuff like home coverage can cover it in some way.
But if you want like insurance for your bicycle, that stuff is expensive. But when I get my new bike, I'm gonna have to have insurance on that thing.
Yeah, you got to take care of it. Oh my God, we've covered quite a bit. Definitely wanted to cover the wolf pack. You talked about the other fitness stuff that you're in. What kind of ride you want to do? You will potentially be doing some mountain biking soon.
I am.
Oh my God, that seems silly.
Molly's at her way. I'll probably be racing for them too.
Molly's in Petersburg. Right?
Molly's is in Chester.
In Chester, okay.
So I do race for them during the season.
Okay.
Under their brand, so I like it. It's fun. They take good care of me.
Awesome. Okay. All right. I think I've asked that one. I think I've covered everything to her. Now that's not to say I won't have you back.
Cool. I would love to. That'll be fun.
But I appreciate
Get some more women out there.
Yeah. I'll definitely want to take time and speak to, because the thought with the podcast is to capture everybody's stories and that kind of thing. Also the perspective of like being black in cycling, like being a lady in cycling, like, you know,
being a black lady in cycling,
right?
I've been around. They don't speak to me.
I definitely want to include somebody who's like lost a lot of weight because of it, and I think I have to figure out who I want to speak to about that, because
Jeff.
You said Jeff. Oh, that's right. Jeff is. That's right.
He was one of the people I spoke about today.
That's right. I may have to put him on the list for that. We talked about.
And I think it's cool. Like, so Len and I are so different, but yet everyone looks at us as the same. Like, I've always been an athlete. I've always ran track and did sports. Mm-hmm. Lynn's never done anything. Cycling is her first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the camp that I fall into mostly. Like, my activities, you know, had been in high school, and it doesn't count at this. Like, it's so far away it didn't count. And my attendance at the gym had been like real sparse over the last couple of decades. So the biking has definitely been my first time really doing like a real active kind of thing. And, you know, it's life changing. You know, it's life changing. You meet the groups, you feel part of the group, you know, and all the other crazy stuff you do, because you go places, you ride bikes there.
It's so much fun.
It is fun. And
you can see the world on a bike.
You can. Clearly, I'm guessing you've been on a vacation at some point between when you started and when you've to now, right? Have you been on any? Not even like you went to Jamaica. Just
when
like
I went to Massanutten, I took my bike, and I made my mama ride with me.
Really?
I don't go anywhere without it.
Okay, that was what I was gonna ask. Like, if you go on as like a non-cycling trip, like, do you still take the bike and try to ride?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my bike.
Yeah, you're committed. You're addicted at that point. Like, it's like, I should get a ride at this other place.
Yeah, I'm gonna see where I can find to ride. Yeah, nice. It's going with me. It's packed. I probably pack my cycling clothes before I pack anything else.
Really? It's like, I can get a ride here. Like, oh yeah, I might have to do that normal event there too.
Yes.
Yeah, I also, if I go somewhere, if I know I have the time, then I take the.
I would love to be able to travel like travel with my bike. Of course, I'm gonna have to get the proper equipment to be able to travel with my bike. But
so I will. Speaking of travel with the bike, I will share the story of I just traveled with some friends and flew with the bike for the first time. Right.
Yeah. Right.
And got a bike bag. A nice bike bag from EVOC, EVOC is it brand? The bottom was a hard bottom. It had wheels, but it was like not a cloth bag, but it was like a soft cover bag, right? But it held the bike in place. You took the wheels out. You put the wheels kind of beside the bike in the bag and zipped it all around. And it traveled just fine. When you take it up to the airport, you pay for it as a regular bag.
As a regular bag.
We flew United. For United, it costs us as long as it's in the right dimensions, not over 50 pounds, it's a regular bag. But they label it as fragile when you show up. So it's not just like with all the other luggage. They supposedly take care of it. And my bike traveled safe. We flew out to Seattle. We stayed a couple of days. We rode around there. Reassembled the bike, brought it back, and it flew back to Richmond just fine. So it is possible to fly with the bike. Yes, clearly stuff can happen, but just saying, like, they do treat it differently. Like they label the thing with fragile, and they take a little bit better care of it. So,
at some point in time, I would like to travel and do more things on my bike.
You got time.
I do. Time. I have plenty of time.
Yeah. Well, I would like to say thank you for your time. Like I said, I might have you come back as more stuff happens, and a couple
definitely,
of years
because we have a lot of events coming up.
Yes, once Wolfpack does more things, or you do more things, like I may have you come back and see.
I do. I have quite a. Next year, we already have Wolfpack has 2 events, and then I'm doing the thing with Donna Matrix Day in Petersburg in April. Yeah.
Donna Matrix.
So Don Brooks is a celebrity trainer out of LA that is from Petersburg and graduated from Petersburg High School.
Okay.
But once a year he comes back. He started in 2019. He comes back to give, and they started off with doing a proclamation and naming a day after him.
Okay.
In the city for what he's done.
Sure.
Being from Petersburg, and so now he has he's like I said, he's a celebrity trainer, so he has a fitness program, and he's trying to break the Guinness Book of World Records with the most participants in a band workout. So his first year, I think he had a little bit over 400 people, and I think he needs to get 650.
Okay.
But this year, within the day, his coordinator has asked to add a family bike ride because of how popular cycling and biking has become. Mm-hmm. So she asked me to head it up. So we're actually going to have him, the mayor of Petersburg, councilmen, and some other pretty significant people in the city ride from Petersburg High School to City Hall and back. It's going to be a 7-mile bike ride.
Sure.
But we're incorporating the whole, the family.
Okay, right.
So it's going to be a big city-wide event, and then they're going to go in and do the whole fitness event for the day. It's going to be cool. Nice. So that's April 2nd, and then
that's when it was.
Wolfpack is doing a ladies' ride April 30th.
Okay.
And it's going to be cool because we're inviting, ladies from everywhere to come and ride with us. We'll have 2 different routes, but the guys are going to basically be domestiques for us to make sure we're good and we're safe and we're not out there on our own.
Yeah.
So it won't be a pushed ride.
Okay. Yeah.
It'll be a Wolfpack ladies pushed ride because we ride too. But we'll also have another group. We'll have our metric group, and we'll have our. I think we're gonna do 20. Okay. And of course we're gonna do the mashup again. We have to do the mashup again.
The mashup.
So we did a mashup. What happened was we did one in April, and it was so successful. We did another one in June, and in June we had over almost 150 Black cyclists riding in Richmond.
Nice. From
Maryland, DC, North Carolina. Where else did we have people from? We had people from somewhere else, but it was, to see the sea of cyclists hit that road.
Yeah.
We started at Osborne Boat Landing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We went up. We did Libby Hill. We did 23rd, and then we took them out. Back out Kingsland and then to Verona and all of that good stuff. And then we had a big, can I cuss? We had a big ass cookout afterwards. And it was like a family reunion.
I think I did see that.
It was so much fun.
I do think I remember seeing that.
You have to do it. You have to do it. You have to do it.
That's May?
That will be June 23rd, I believe it is. I have to double check.
Well, we got time. We got time.
But yeah, that's June. The ladies' ride is April. Oh, no, it's 6 o'clock. The ladies' ride is April, and the big mashup is in June. So
okay.
Big things coming.
Okay. I will totally keep riding with y'all, so we'll know.
Please do.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Tamara.
I appreciate your time. Thank you for asking me.
Appreciate your I will certainly ask, as we talked about people, I'll spend some time to talk to Jeff, amongst some of the other Wolfpack members. But I appreciate your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.